everyone, Kate here in my chaotic household where the kitty is playing with a marble in the hall and the boys have a friend over and are playing. So I hope it is not too loud and distracting in the background. I want to talk to you today about my 17th Victorian novel of the year. 17 out of 25. So exciting how this project keeps trucking along. And that is Torn Sails by Raine. And this, unfortunately, was a bit of a disappointment. I had my hopes up really high because I loved A Welsh Witch so much. And several readers had really enjoyed Torn Sails. Raine's way to create atmosphere and just be so evocative in her writing is unparalleled. So I went in kind of really excited about that aspect, and that aspect was still there in spades. Just, it feels these books could not be set anywhere but Wales. She writes pictures with words, and they are just crafted with such care, and her writing is beautiful. I love it. There was some dialect in this, like there was in A Welsh Witch, but there were some really helpful notes, which I was impressed there were notes in a Project Gutenberg book. But I think maybe the Welsh in there was distinct enough even in the Victorian era, so maybe in the Victorian era there were notes that were published with it originally. So the notes were very helpful. Some of the terms, though, didn't have notes, and with Googling, I think it's just very kind of, what do I want to say, kind of ancient Welsh and isn't used today, so the searches didn't pop up easily, and maybe the spellings were just a little bit off how they're spelled today, if they're words that are used today. I think basically you have to be a fluent Welsh speaker to kind of make heads or tails of some of the terms. But the reason that this book was a bit of a miss for me was twofold. One is that sometimes there are love triangles or love squares, or if you're hardy, love pentagons, like in The Trumpet Major, and I can just run with it. I can't tell you why sometimes I am totally on board with it and why other times it's harder for me. I don't know what it is. I just know sometimes it works for me. Sometimes I'm too stressed out to even enjoy the book. And in this book, it was a case of too stressed out to enjoy the story. I had no idea where it was going. I couldn't relax. And then at the end, I just wasn't really happy with the resolution at the end. And I thought that I just couldn't get behind the decisions of the one character. And I think I was supposed to be very sympathetic with her. And I did not agree with her decisions. And then it's because it was written in a tone where like, oh, you're supposed to feel a real kinship to her. And I did not. I think that is kind of why I didn't connect with this book as much. And then the other factor that made me really struggle with this book is there was a very, very sad thing that happened to a baby. And you know how sometimes there's in a book where you read, wow, there's a new tragic thing I never could have fathomed that happening. Now that idea is firmly logged in my brain, core reading memory unlocked, and I will never forget it. And that's what happened in this. It was a really terrible thing to happen to a baby. And I was not ready for it. It hit me hard. I don't know if this is something that Raine knew about actually happening or something that she just kind of came up with in her head, but it was awful. It was awful. So that just made me really struggle. So that's not really the book not being executed well. That's a very personal thing. I totally grant that. So I think this was a case of I was the wrong reader for this book. Her reading is stunning. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm still excited to try more books by her. There are several more books by her that are available on Project Gutenberg. And then there's one that doesn't quite fall under the Victorian umbrella. It's like 1908 or something called Queen of the Rushes. And that looks really good as well. So has not at all put me off her writing. And still there was a lot to appreciate. So those are my thoughts on Torn Sails. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and are enjoying following me on this journey to 25 Victorian books read in the year of 2023. And I will be back with another video soon. Thank you as always for watching.